Hello. Thank you for your understanding and welcome everyone.
Brian Mundubile, Member of Parliament from Porokoso and a senior figure within the Patriotic Front (PF), has publicly declared his readiness to contest Zambia's presidency under the Tonse Alliance banner in the 2026 general elections. Speaking during a recent radio appearance on Mafken FM, Mundubile emphasized his availability and willingness to serve as the presidential candidate should the opposition coalition select him. His statement comes amid growing calls for unity among Zambia's opposition parties, many of which are seeking to consolidate their efforts in order to challenge the ruling United Party for National Development (UPND), led by President Hakainde Hichilema. Mundubile's declaration signals a strategic shift within the PF and broader opposition circles as key players begin to position themselves for the upcoming electoral contest. While he stopped short of announcing a formal candidacy, his remarks underscore a clear intent to lead contingent upon the consensus of the Tonse Alliance. "I am listening to the people," he said, referencing the groundswell of support and speculation circulating on social media. "If the Tonse Alliance puts forward my name, I am definitely available." The Tonse Alliance, originally formed to unify opposition voices, has gained renewed momentum in recent months. Its objective is to present a formidable alternative to the UPND, which has faced criticism over economic challenges, governance concerns, and unmet campaign promises. Mundubile's potential candidacy reflects the PF's broader strategy to reassert its influence and capitalize on perceived public dissatisfaction. His legal background, parliamentary experience, and alignment with former President Edgar Lungu position him as a credible contender within the alliance. Political analysts note that Mundubile's emergence as a possible presidential candidate is part of a calculated effort to rejuvenate the PF's leadership and rebrand its image following its 2021 electoral defeat. The party, once dominant under Lungu, has undergone internal restructuring and is now actively engaging with other opposition entities to forge a unified front. Mundubile's appeal lies in his ability to bridge factions within the PF, while also attracting support from smaller parties aligned with the Tonse Alliance. The alliance itself is composed of various political formations, including the Forum for Democracy and Development (FDD), the Movement for Multi-Party Democracy (MMD), and newer entrants such as Zambia Must Prosper (ZMP), led by Kelvin Fube Bwalia. These parties, though diverse in ideology and structure, share a common goal: to unseat the UPND and restore what they describe as inclusive and accountable governance. The challenge, however, remains in harmonizing their agendas and selecting a candidate who can command broad-based support.
Observers point out that the Tonse Alliance must navigate complex dynamics to remain viable. Internal rivalries, resource constraints, and regional loyalties could undermine its cohesion. The selection of a presidential candidate will be a litmus test for its organizational maturity and strategic clarity. Mundubile's proactive stance may catalyze discussions, but it also places pressure on the alliance to articulate its vision and operational framework ahead of the 2026 polls. In the broader political landscape, the UPND continues to assert its legitimacy, citing achievements in infrastructure development, education reform, and anti-corruption efforts. However, critics argue that economic hardships, rising cost of living, and limited job creation have eroded public confidence. The opposition's narrative centers on restoring economic dignity, enhancing democratic accountability, and reversing what they describe as centralized governance under Hichilema. Mundubile's potential candidacy thus represents more than personal ambition. It encapsulates the opposition's strategic recalibration. His readiness to serve reflects a growing urgency among political actors to present a coherent alternative. The PF's engagement with the Tonse alliance illustrates a pragmatic approach to coalition politics, recognizing that electoral success hinges on unity, message discipline, and grassroots mobilization. As the 2026 elections approach, Zambia's political terrain is expected to intensify. The emergence of new parties, shifting alliances, and evolving voter expectations will shape the contours of the campaign. Mundubile's positioning within this matrix underscores the importance of leadership credibility, policy articulation, and coalition management. His ability to navigate these dimensions will determine his viability as a presidential contender.